So there was a link here from New York Magazine. Republican investigator Trey Gowdy stops pretending, admits this is politics. Talking about, I think it was either Benghazi or Russiagate. What was he talking about here? This is politics. It's a post-truth realm. Yeah, so I say here, yeah, this is politics. Russiagate is politics. Benghazi was politics. It can be entertaining, though my interest drifts when it becomes clear nothing of consequence will happen. Like in the Manafort investigation. Just Manafort goes away. No bad things happening to Orange Man. It's a taxpayer-funded dog and pony show. And perhaps I say it's time for smaller government. Because, yeah, I mean, it's all theater. People don't realize that when they're watching, Jim Acosta talking to President Trump and they're seeing all the things that are happening. I mean, we have this layer of separation between the reality of politics, the real power moving around, and the show. What Scott Adams refers to as the show. That is political theater. That is this larger picture that isn't just about policy. It isn't just about persuading people. It's this whole zeitgeist, paradigm. In the past few years, we've been moving in a more nationalistic direction, where America first, more populist direction. The people's opinion matters. We're moving in a more individualistic direction, like trying to make sure everybody has negative liberty to go with their positive liberty. Libertarianism is on the rise. And that's not just that's not partisan. That's the left libertarians, the right libertarians. People just do more than maybe ever before. They don't want to give up their social programs. They don't want to give up their Medicare, their Social Security. They don't want to give up all these good things the government does, but they also don't like the fact that they're too separated from it. They're too separated from the reality. They just see what they see on TV. They see Donald Trump talking in hyperbole. They see Bernie Sanders or Kamala Harris talking in hyperbole. You have AOC every day. I mean, it's become just a form of entertainment, a dog and pony show. And I guess for a lot of people, they tune out. I think a lot of the average American voter tunes out. If they're not interested in the entertainment factor of Trump, AOC, and all these people, they tune it out and they go, I'm looking at results. I'm looking at results. They're only looking at how it affects their life, not who wins, who looked bad. Like, if the economy is good, the president's getting reelected. That's the way it's always been. If we don't get into any additional wars, the president's getting reelected. A lot of these people out there that are voting, especially the older folk, they could give two shits about the feud between the Squad and Trump, or Pelosi and Schumer and Trump, or any of these Republicans and Democrats that are going at it. It's like, it's fun to watch for us, the political people, the people that follow politics. But it's, a lot of it's not really, doesn't really amount to much in the long run. People like move on with their lives. It's like the pendulum swings and it swings back and forth. And as long as we don't have a major depression or recession or a war where people get drafted and blah, 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 all the worst case scenarios that could happen to a country, people just say, well, what have you done for me lately? And I say, that's good. Vote in your best interest. Don't let other people shame you for voting in your best interest. And I encourage everybody to do that. Vote the way that you think will help you. Gotta watch out for yourself first. Gotta watch out for your family, your friends first. That's the idea. Thinking about all these sort of issues that have no real impact, all these wedge issues that may or may not affect you. Yeah, it's important to make sure that we do keep our eye on the future. We try to make things more humanistic. We try to be more loving, more caring, more involved in the lives of people, and of course more inclusive, like that we don't discriminate, that we don't look at, these archaic traditions in traditional religion or any form of belief system that hold back. The separation of church and state must hold, and it's good that we're moving in that direction. But again, it's a dog and pony show, and it's fun to watch. It was fun to watch when Epstein supposedly offed himself, and then, of course, Clinton body count, and Clinton's are trending, and then Trump body count is trending, and I'm like, well, it's coming. That once they start framing it as Trump related, it's gonna mean that you're gonna get that, orange man, Epstein friend. They had a falling out 15 years ago, but did Trump have him offed? It's like, yeah. Of all the people, Bill Clinton having gone to the island 26 times apparently. Fact check me on that. But, Trump is not the one that has the most incentive. There's like 2 or 3 dozen other people that have more incentive that used Epstein's services. They have far more incentive than the Trump administration. I think it would have been just like the Julian Assange situation, where I say, free Julian Assange. I think he's worth more alive than anything else. I don't think that he should be tortured. I don't think that he should be held. I think he should be pardoned. But I understand there is friction there because of the acts that he essentially took that compromised parts of, U.S. intelligence. What WikiLeaks did in 2012, 2010, and of course, later on with the Vault 7, which is actually the CIA WikiLeaks Vault 7 leak is actually super important because they revealed that the CIA can ascribe a domain, a country of origin for a program. So they could say, for example, they could hypothetically say with the technology they have, if they're not deep faking to fake the security camera footage of Epstein offing himself, they could say that the Russians hacked the camera to turn off. And they can ascribe whatever it was to Russia or to China or to any country they want. That's what Vault 7 lets them do. So those 2 words, actually, Vault 7, the WikiLeaks release, check it out, wikileaks.org. Those 2 words are like the difference between something being a conspiracy theory and being a credible, conspiracy and not being very credible. I think it's perfectly within plausibility, plausible deniability that, yes, the deep state may have been involved in making sure that Epstein couldn't speak, couldn't rat out, or give the list of names for those that may have been involved in his rapey operations. So it could have gone either way. Again, I don't really have an opinion on it, but it's important not to, fall into that confirmation that, everything that seems a little far-fetched is a conspiracy theory and I can't listen, la la la. I need to stick to the script. I need to be an NPC and say what MSNPC says because they're the experts. They're the prophets of the modern religion of media as a subset of institutions. I'm going to set aside reason and just take it on faith because I've been doing that the whole time. And if you like Tulsi Gabbard, you're a Russian spy. I mean, I don't mean to project too much on some of the disciples of the modern religions, such as censorship, social justice, global warming, institutions, moral panic, outrage culture, or, of course, celebrity. But a lot of people do think this way. They don't really, they think in associations. They have a collectivist framing of reality, and they see an association. Oh, you're in the right wing. Oh, you're in the left wing. And they go based on that. It's not a partisan thing. It's just the way that people tend to organize their own world. We only have so much time. Time is the currency, of course. And you don't want to have to listen sometimes to people that you have been told not to trust. I understand that, but I see also there is this wall of cognitive dissonance that has to be broken, confirmation bias that has to be questioned. So I always do promote pro-information mindset. Okay, more information is better. And of course, more speech kills hate speech, which is a subjective, arbitrary definition. Anyway, it doesn't really exist. Hate speech is not defined. If you're going to get into legalism with the First Amendment, it's not even defined in the First Amendment. But yet that's a code that keeps you enslaved. Political correctness is a code that keeps you and whoever follows it enslaved to this dialect.